Welcome back. You're watching Market Check, and we want to focus on some earnings. Prime Focus has come out with its April to June earnings. Let's take you through the earnings. Total income coming in 518.2 crore rupees versus 420 crore rupees on a sequential basis compared to the earlier quarter, and they have a net loss of 213.7 crore rupees versus about 20 crore rupees in the earlier quarter. To talk to us about the earnings, we are joined by Mr. Vikas Rathee, Group CFO of Prime Focus. He's joining us on the phone line from Mumbai. Vikas, thanks so much for speaking with us at NDTV Profit. On the top line, we've seen good traction coming in, a strong growth coming in on a year-on-year basis. It's up 2 times, even on a sequential basis, strong growth coming in. But it isn't translating on the bottom line. It's because of exceptional items. I just want to try and understand, will these exceptional items continue to show going ahead in the forthcoming quarters as well, or are all the costs now concluded?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I think these are exceptional items that are one time, and that's why we call them exceptional. I think the biggest chunk of it is coming from our previously announced divestiture of the non-core London, television post-production business, which we, actually on the standalone basis took a charge last fiscal year. And once the transaction got done after all the regulatory approvals, it's come and hit the consolidated, financials. So obviously this is behind us. There are a smaller amount in terms of redundancy and restructuring charges we did in relation to the 3 or 4 different acquisitions we've done during the course of the year. So you'll probably see some amount of that, but I think that will be more than made up by the increase in margins that we're already starting to deliver.
Right. Now, talking about your margins, for the June quarter, you've managed to actually improve it. It's come up to 16%. Is this mainly because of the kind of growth you're seeing in the creative business, which is the largest part of your business?
Yeah, I think there's growth all across. I think there's growth in the creative services business, growth on the technology side, as well as on our domestic BFL business, which is the Bollywood part of the business. The margins will continue to increase. 12 months ago, when we spoke with you all, when these transactions were announced, when the mergers were all happening, we had kind of guided the fact that this year, FY15 is going to continue to be a little bit up and down given the transactions coming in. And then we had kind of said we'll probably be in the mid-15, 16% kind of EBITDA margin. Actually, we delivered that and slightly ahead. If you look at the quarterly performance, we are north of 20% EBITDA margins, which is similar or slightly lower than what the last quarter was. Part of it is because of some GAAP differences between UK GAAP and IFRS, which is getting into our business. But we are very solidly in track to deliver 20 to 22% EBITDA margins, which I've consistently said on your program over the last several quarters that we will deliver for FY16.
So are you still confident, Mr. Rathee, that 20 to 22% is something that you will continue to work around with in the next couple of quarters? What are your plans, for FY16 and the next couple of years in terms of your margins?
See, if you see, we had about, north of 400 crores of top line in the March quarter. We've now obviously gone above 550 crores in this current quarter, which is the, best performance we've had on a quarterly perspective. So things are definitely moving forward in the right direction. We are actually ahead of our targets in relation to the, phases of integration we had set out for ourselves. So I'm very comfortable in saying that for the full year FY16, if I take 12 months ending March 16, we will be in the 20 to 22% range. We already are delivering those numbers. There will be some seasonality from a quarter-to-quarter perspective that we've seen in the past, but again, 1,800 plus crores of top line and a margin of 20 to 22%, we're confident.
In your release, you've also mentioned that significant exceptional costs, primarily in relation to previously announced divestiture and costs related to double negative, have really impacted your bottom line. So now for the current quarter, can we expect the impact to really reduce, and probably you'll start moving towards profitability? How soon can we see that happening?
Hey, I think, since once this exceptional cost is behind us, which is obviously, this quarter is where the last you will see, we will probably see some integration charges. Like I said, it will be more than offset by the increase in operating margins. So we are expecting to deliver profitability for our FY16 fiscal year on the bottom line.
Right. So Vikas, what's on the table? What's the pipeline like? And what is the future growth for revenues? We've seen, you said it's more, you've been, adding 100 crores every quarter. Is this the kind of traction you're going to maintain, or could we?
No, I think that's that obviously would be too good to kind of there. But again, we're going to keep shooting for more and more projects. You've seen, almost every large Hollywood movie or Bollywood matter we are involved in. Mission Impossible, Terminator, Avengers. We've got the new Bond movie coming in on the domestic side, like Ijan, to a bunch of others that are, Bajirao Mastani and everything. So we are obviously involved both in Bollywood and Hollywood across all projects. The pipeline is better than ever. On the creative services side, our pipeline is north of $175 million. On the technology services side, that's actually approaching close to $200 million. So I think the pipeline continues to build. We are doing bigger and better projects. We are delivering operating margins by actually getting our personnel costs down as a percentage of revenue. So everything's moving in the right direction, and fiscal 16 should be a good year for you all to look forward to.
Right, so everything is moving in the right direction. One question before we let you go. Are you still settling down with the previous acquisitions, or are you considering some more? Can we hear more announcements from Prime Focus anytime soon?
I think we have enough on our plate. I think it's been a lot of very hard work, on the operating teams to kind of, help, the companies get together, different cultures, different geographies. So I think there's a lot on our plate. We actually have been ahead of the consolidation curve, where we've been able to get in earlier. Just last week, Technicolor, one of the leaders in the space outside, announced the acquisition of a competitor called The Mill, at pretty rich multiples. So I think, we believe we were ahead of the curve, and I think we have advantage versus the rest of the market. And I think consolidation is going to happen in this industry. I think we've been ahead of it. So it's a question of, blocking, tackling, getting the integration done, and delivering results now.
All right, Mr. Rathee, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us here on NDTV Profit and sharing with us the outlook as far as Prime Focus's business plans in FY16 going forward are concerned. Moving on, let's talk about